up, y'all? Back again with another video. Today we'll be going over with the 89 240SX. I had a video of this thing running and whatnot. I was driving it, and I recently had an issue with it. Let's see if it turns on real quick. If not, I'm probably gonna have to somehow push it in the shop with the welded diff. So let's see if this turns on. This thing's not gonna run. I kind of have an idea on what to do. They're about to kill this fucking starter. That didn't work. It's gonna be a fucking pain in the ass getting in the shop, especially with the welded diff. Sheesh. I'll put this on time lapse and then you can see me struggle. Alright, I don't know how much of that was caught on camera, but I had to pull this bitch from over here. I also kind of fucked up the fender a little bit. It's whatever at this point. But got it in the shop. You see it right there. I'll hit that with some touch-up paint. I eventually do want to go Type X, like front bumper setup on it, so it's gonna get covered anyway. So I'm just gonna touch it up a little bit. Back to the main thing. I was trying to pull this engine out today, but I'm fucking tired from just pushing this bitch in here. But yeah, it's okay. Coming out. Also, it kind of feels like I don't have any brakes. Pedal kind of just went to the floor and it's empty. That's weird. Having issues with the KA. I was driving around for like 3 weeks. It was my daily for 3 weeks. And then one day I was driving home. I kind of gave it the beans because I was trying to catch up to one of my homies. I got to a light and it shut off. So I was like, oh fuck. So I started cranking it. And eventually it started. Thought it was just low on gas. So I took it to the gas station, turned it off, filled it with gas, and then it didn't want to fire again. So I was like, oh fuck, there's something actually wrong with it. I ain't trying to tow it home. So I got it eventually to turn on, went straight home. I turned it off and it never turned back on. So I had this. Another fucking build. Last thing I need, but I built this. I didn't build it. It's a stock 5.3 with all F body stuff on it. LS1 whatnot, new lifters, new everything. The short block's the same though. As ICT billet, everything. I think I spent like around like $2,000 on just redoing this whole engine, and I didn't use it. I put KAT in it. It was supposed to be for this car, but then for some reason I chose not to do it. This is finally gonna get some use in this boy. I already bought headers. I bought pretty much everything I need for it. I have both side headers. I was supposed to get a Y pipe as well, but Juku's lagging. I don't know. But I have a whole plethora of fucking parts. I have the whole swap kit from LOJ with adapter kit and whatnot. All the clutch stuff. I have some fuel rails, other small bits and bobs for it. Tensioners. I think this is the oil pickup. Oil pickup brace for this guy. So it has two things. Yeah, I spent a lot of money. So with this, I'm getting a 5.3. Stock 5.3. I'm not going to put any cams or whatever, and I want to drive a stock. And I'm going to be mating it to a Z32 transmission. I got this for like $200 like 4 or 5 years ago for the JZ setup for this one. This is supposed to be for the other car with the wide body, My first one, the yellow one. The one I'm gonna paint yellow. But that video a long time ago when I was putting a single cam in the car, I put a dual cam back in it, and then now it's getting a JZ. That's gonna be for that car. Transmission setup, I'm probably gonna use like a CD09. I want to utilize this because I just have it sitting, and it comes with like the whole kit's sick because it comes with all engine mounts, transmission mounts, oil pan, oil pickup. Sorry, I kind of got in the moment. I got engine harness off, all the accessories and shit. Engine pretty much all taken out. I gotta do some power steering fluid and whatnot, and that's it. And then the exhaust. Currently I'm doing stuff I have to do on the inside, like the shifter, and that's about it. I still gotta do slave cylinder, take that off. I gotta take off the transmission cross member and then pull out the dry shaft. And then, yeah, I'm waiting for the transmission fluid to drain. All right, got everything unbolted from the underside. I got all the drive shaft, cross member out. Engine's ready to pull. Let me get the hoist. Oh, I still gotta do the fucking power steering, actually. Hold up. All right, and that's that. Pull the engine out. I was kind of trying to concentrate on not killing my firewall or my core support. Hooked up the core support, but I kind of saved the firewall. Core support wasn't already perfect anyway. When I got it painted, I didn't do any of the body work. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this thing. I might store it in the corner again, like I did before. I might just recheck the timing and whatnot. It might be a wiring issue, who knows. But yeah, I'm gonna go over all the wiring, see if there's any broken leads or something, just in case. Continuing with the LS build. So this is the oil pickup. I had to do some modification on it. Now it lines up. That's that. I need to look for the windage tray. I should have some scattered around the shop somehow, somewhere. I found a windage tray. I had an extra 5.3 just chilling. Hopefully this one works. Oh, okay. No fit. Oh, it might work. Ah, does it work? No, it don't. Oh, it could if I cut this section out. Honestly, I'm probably just gonna cut that section down, or cut it down. I might weld it, who knows. All right, so got all the, oh, there's some shit on the ground. I got all the mounts put on, not all of them, but I got just the engine mounts on it. They're kind of oval, so I push them all the way forward, so it should be moving forward the most. I saw some videos of people with the same kit. I think the dude had an S14. The shifter was kind of sitting to the back of the trans tunnel. But I think this thing's ready to come off the stand. We'll put it on a tire, and then I'll do the whole adapter. See if I have any extra tires or wheels without tires, because I think we kept one tire and Jay-Z's on it. So I think that's the problem. If I can't find a tire in the back somewhere, hopefully we have just a bare tire. I must tie in all these two. Hopefully that doesn't hit the firewall when I'm getting on there. Who knows? I also have the thing that goes over here on top of the valley, but I wanted to use this for the tilt. If you ever put in a 240 engine, you got to tilt this boy hell in. Jay-Z, it's damn near impossible. You're hitting the core support, but it's a V8. It's essentially a 4-cylinder length, at least. So hopefully be just fine. You got to tilt that boy in there too. Also got to do this. I'm gonna do that before I fuck with it else, because I feel like it'd be easier to take that out at least when it's out of the engine, out of the car. All right, so I looked at the instructions. It didn't really have a thing specifically for these, but I do remember seeing like a Jimmy Oaks video. But those top 4 bolts he had to remove, or not remove. He put Allens. So I'm finna do that. Or I'm gonna see. I might have Allens depending on the size of those bolts, or depending on the thread. All right, hella lagged. But I got the engine in. It was kind of a mission putting this bitch in, honestly, but it's in now. on the transmission bell housing. I gotta make sure you shave the inside of the bell housing, otherwise it's not gonna clear the flywheel. So you have to shave a lot of it. If it's a TT transmission, you don't gotta shave a lot, but if it's an NA, you gotta shave a lot. I need to relocate all the fuel stuff, so I need to see what I'm gonna do. The majority of everything's on there right now. V8's on, this header goes in. I need to do some fuckery with the what do you call it? I gotta do some fuckery with the steering shaft. That's another time. Also gotta deal with this guy right here. Power steering high pressure line. Let's see how that goes. Everything else should clear. Course, like I said, course report's already fucked up. I'm not really tripping about that. But yeah. Continuing on. I tried to fit the starter in off camera yesterday and it wouldn't go in. There is a little tab on the block you need to shave. This guy right here. See if I can get a camera or get a light for you. I think you can see that. Not this one, but this guy right here. You gotta cut that in half and then you can put it in. I wish I did that before I put the engine in, but what can you do? I'm gonna try to get an angle grinder in there, see if it's even possible. Let's see if I can do that, because I don't want to take the engine out. It's already a pain. Alright, so made a kind of shitty discovery. This whole steam cord I did, it's not gonna work. It hits the LS1 manifold, so maybe that was advertised as a truck. I'm pretty sure I ordered LS1 steam port kit, but whatever. I'll save it for my truck. Has a truck manifold. Luckily, I had this one from an LS1 from a Corvette. I just gotta paint it. It's pretty ugly, so I'm just gonna give it a quick wipe down and spray it black. Alright, got these boys on, freshly cleaned.
Okay, well,
They're on this fucking Tongass boy here. Oh fuck.
I think that's the problem.
Alright, she's fit.
Oh no, our pellet fell out. Get the side force off it. I'd rather.
For the ones ensuring the job always, and the ones wearing many hats, Ranger offers professional grade industrial time product availability. Ranger.com or Ranger for the ones who
Having an issue.
My folds all on and torqued. By torqued, I mean good and tight.
Was it an exciting race?
All the mounts are on.
Yes. Dude, I thought the best had you.
I gotta throw on the wiring real quick, cause other side
Okay.
wouldn't be able to get to the crank
Yeah, it's not leaking anymore.
sensor and the starter wires
So now we just got a little.
with the starter on. So I gotta do all that shit first.
Now just
At least that one wire, and then
Yeah, that ain't nothing.
I gotta throw on the headers, at least on this side. It'll be on par. Alright, came back. Pretty much got some more of the wiring done. Got it kind of to turn on again. Put the shifter on. So I gotta mess with the tune a little bit, or like remove some values, because these three I have in right now still has stuff for automatic transmission, which is gonna I think kind of caused issues to get it to run. Also missing an intake for it too. Whole lot of small bullshit. It's gonna give it issues. But before I had an issue where it would still have power when I take out the key and everything. For some reason it was just the engine control fuse. Took that out and all the other ones because I'm not using any of these other ones. That's like I guess automatic shifter, fuel pump, which I'm not using anymore, and then engine control. That was giving the car 3 volts when it was off, and that actually kept the engine running. I take out the key, which kind of freaked me out because it has, you know, no accessories, no nothing. So took that out. That shit's turned off when I turned off the key. Right now I'm currently waiting on some other stuff. Still gotta do some small things, like I gotta do these heater core hoses, radiator hoses. Gotta get a belt for it. I got a lot of the power steering lines done. I'm just running this high pressure hose I got from Amazon. I returned and I got some more stuff in the mail. Different day. Finally got that white pipe for the LS header to S13 exhaust. And then I was having an issue with heater hose or radiator hoses because I need like an S shape. I mean, I could buy one. It was like $150 for one kit. Probably should have just got it, but this stuff was $40 and I could have got it now. So I got 2 silicone 90s, try to make that work. And then I got a bunch of fittings because I don't know if I showed it, but my whole power steering line setup is kind of, I wouldn't say it's jank, but it could be better. The pressure line, you can see high pressure line is right here. I gotta secure that better or differently. Probably gonna secure it to something in this general area. It could honestly just sit on top of this. Honestly, it should be fine. Put some heat sleeve over it, but it goes over, under, goes to this, to a 45 on this AN right here. So 45 to, or the hose is a 45 and it goes to a 90 to the high pressure line. That's all good. And then down here, can't really see, but I don't know if you can see that, but I have like 2 45s and a straight for the, I'm trying to like eliminate the jankness, so I got like 1 fitting instead of 4. Got the upper hose all sorted. Bottom one I don't think I ever mentioned, but it is sorted already. I had like a 90 or OEM hose, and then I got this adapter. It goes to whatever this is. I think this is 1.5 inches to 1.25 inches. Luckily the top port's 1.25 inches as well, and the stock 240 radiators. Just restarted the video, but yeah, that was my best idea. And yeah, let me grab that real quick and then verify if any of this works. Got all the hoses ran and whatnot. Got the shroud in and bolted. Not with the right weight, but I had it bolted in. And so far it's all good. I don't see any visible issues right now. I gotta secure the bottom side. I usually just have it zip tied in there. There's a little 2 bolt holes. You probably use a nut and bolt if you really wanted to, but I'm just gonna use a zip tie to hold it down to the radiator. And I test fitted the intake that I got, and it works so far, at least. Like that. So it looks like it's gonna work. I just gotta do a couple other things up front first, and then I'll do the intake. I need to run these as well. I need to do my own relay setup with it. I gotta see what I want to do. I might just run it to the switch, to the accessory. I would eventually like to run this to the ECU. You can do that. You just have to run it to a pin, and then once it gets to a certain temp, it'll turn on the fans. I need to figure out how to do that with the ECU tuning as well. You gotta enable some stuff. You gotta repin something. But for now, I'm probably just gonna run it to accessory, and it's just ground. I need to do also heater core hoses as well. Need to run those guys through here to the back. And yeah, I think this goes back to the cab because it's not going to be used. run that back. Yeah, I have this heater core hose adapter thing, bulkhead, that I got from came with the swap kit, LOJ. Cause the is it on here? Yeah. Cause on the LS block, one of them's a 5/8, one's a 3/4, and then 240, I believe, is both in 3/4. So I want to get that going. And yeah, let's see if I can get this all good. I think I did need to measure or double check if the thread is the same as this guy right here. May or may not work. Hopefully it does work, so I don't gotta re-buy anything else, because I was just hoping Nissan was just being lazy and use the same thread and or fitting seal surface as all the clusters, or as all the slave cylinders, all in the 90s. So hopefully it's the same thread and flare. And yeah, let's get this going. I think this will be fine. Hopefully it's long enough. It should be. Looks like it is. Let me do this before I do the white pipe. I feel like this may be a pain in the ass. Alright, so it's a little tight down there. Fucking grab this thing out. Piece of shit. Alright. So I think I do gotta run it underneath. That'll probably be the move. Hopefully this works. Be sick if it does. Alright. Through here. Alright. I think it's gonna work. Hopefully it works. Alright. Keep this away from the header if possible. Getting stuck onto something. Alright, going back. I started to do the coolant temp sensor. Thought I should start to wire or record it because I almost forgot to. I'm gonna do that right now. I did kind of mess up the old sensor. Here it is. So I tightened it, snapped the shit in there. So honestly, I didn't even use a lot of force on this thing. So that sucks, but whatever, I'll buy another one. So I have it right here. The green sensor is the one that's for the full temp gauge. Yellow is high reference to the ECU. Black is low reference, pretty much ground. This pigtail I got from Amazon. I'm gonna verify that they're right. I gotta chop this end up a little bit. I'm gonna chop it a little bit higher, so in case if I ever need to use this plug for something, I could. And then here, strip these out a little bit. Alright, so that's crimped. Crimp one more. But there you go. I'll wrap this up a little bit. Don't look like I fuck with it. There you go. That's all good. Now I gotta wait for the sensor. What I'm gonna do is gonna route it underneath. The power steering pulley bracket. Similar to how I ran the coolant temp sensor. If I could get this fucking thing in there. Like this. Gonna run it like that. It's gonna be hidden. I ran the alternator wire underneath it too. Got the power steering hose hooked up. That's the one thing I should show too. I had to do a lot of MacGyvering to get this to work. You're seeing there, but I use the old high pressure line as a low pressure line as well. See if that works. It's not too constricted in there, but then I have like a whole bunch of fittings going on too. So see how that works. I'm gonna get some P clamps connected to like the motor mount there, so it's not just hanging there. And yeah, this side is done. I put on the white pipe. The exhaust that I made for it isn't gonna work. Kind of a shame, but you know, ISR header or white pipe. It hangs pretty low. I'm not a fan of that at all. I mean, I guess you can't really do much about it. That's just how it is. But I'm gonna try to get that transmission to go up more, if possible. Or I'm trying to tilt the engine forward a little bit more if it's possible. So I could get the whole thing to rotate up like that, pretty much. Sorry with the heater core lines. It goes to this distribution box or extension, I guess, adapter, but I'll just have to. I don't think I have any more 3/4 or 5/8. This is 5/3. So I need more 5/8 hose. This will run like that, similar to that, like that. And it would work because it's bigger. It'll work on the bottom one. So I'll throw this guy on real quick. I gotta decide how I'm gonna run the harness. I think I wanna run it high like that. Just to have it not in the way. Alright, I found something. Let's see if this works. I need my tools, which I don't know where it is. Ah, there's no fucking room. And now I just need one 5/8 connector. So I need to get that. I need to get another coolant temp sensor. I want to get that done. Power steering's done. I have a hose here I can probably do right now. Just to get it over with. Alright, so I found the hose. I don't know what this was for, but it is now for my booster. So, it's going real quick. Put this on. Push this on. How's that? I do want to eventually tie this up to here, and then that will be tied up to there as well. I did order a bunch of hose for PCV. I don't know where that went. Maybe this was it too. Oh yeah, never mind. It was this. This was it. So the rest of this was for PCV. All right, so came back from O'Reilly's. Got another connector, heater hose, and this side's all pretty much done. Got all that in there. It's a little high. This one's a little high as well. Once the brake lines are tucked back, we'll kind of hold it. Hopefully, this fucking camera to stay still. Kind of like hold it back like that. Hold that back. Hold that back. That's gonna be more tied up, more under here like that. To go run underneath. I gotta cut that off anyway, but yeah. So for the most part, that's how it's gonna look like that. Engine bay don't look too cluttered. Far, this thing's looking pretty good. A little Doesn't look too terrible. Gotta do O2 sensors. I might do that right now just to get that over with. But yeah, I did a lot. I didn't really do a lot, but I did a good portion of stuff today. Unless you could actually run a sensor, they gave you a little plug-in for it. So I think you can run a coolant temp sensor in this as well if you really wanted to on the little delete. So it's good to know. Yeah. So I gotta find the fitting that I have for this. I think I have. Gotta find where that hose went. All right. Been a couple days. Kind of been fucking around with the car a little bit, getting some of the tune all sorted and all whatnot, and yeah, this thing turns on pretty good. Let me turn it off real quick for y'all. So this thing runs pretty fucking good. I don't have fans hooked up. I gotta fix that. I'm gonna do a whole relay in here, but yeah, this thing runs hella good, man. You know, kind of drops down and idle too. It might be something to do with the tune, maybe vacuum leak. It is a big ass fucking. I need to do a PCB setup. I gotta hook up a oil pressure gauge. I made the exhaust for it. I had to modify the rear section I had. It's ISR rear axle, but then I made my own middle section. I don't know if we can see it, but yeah, we all do that. I had to actually modify the turn this off. I had to actually modify the transmission mount because I think I showed it before, but the ISR headers hung super low. Now they're kind of closer to the frame rail. And then my exhaust too, I made that as tucked as I can get before. Now I gotta, probably gonna live with it like this. I'm gonna raise the car, obviously. This car was super dirt nasty low before. I like that look, but with this I'm probably gonna have to just raise it and deal with it. Yeah. Raise it, put different size wheels on it, or actually build these. So these are 18s, but they're 35 sidewall. 205 35 18. They're hella fucking small. This one's actually bent, so I hit something. That's why I don't want to run 35 sidewall anymore. Risk bending the wheel. So I gotta either build these, or I have these gram lights I kind of acquired. Don't have a use for them, so I'm probably gonna throw them on this car. They're 18 9.5 plus 12, so rear they'll be fine. Actually, I'll probably test fit them right now. So this one works or fits. Sacrifice. This will not fit. All right, so I gotta take the spacer out and probably add more camber to the front, then it'll probably fit. For the rear, hopefully it will fit without anything at all. I'm gonna have to get different wheels regardless because power difference. This is a very big, it's an inch spacer in the front. So inch back and it'll be poking. I'm gonna have to run camber, but that was just the idea of running these. I also have a bunch of other wheels to choose from. Ow! A bunch of other wheels to choose from. I got some not SSRs. I do, but I have Serbs, extra Serbs, and some other pink, I think MB weapons. That's what they're called. And then I have some BBS wheels here, some other 17-inch wheels down there as well. I have a whole bunch of wheels to choose from. I gotta just decide what I want to run. I do want to run 17, 18 setup on this eventually. So might not be a bad idea to build some 17-inch wheels for the front. I would like to keep it 3-piece or chrome, but I like these monoblocks. So that's an idea. I did have one more issue I have to resolve. I don't have a speed sensor for this thing, and it's kind of a pain in the ass to source one, and they're like $300. Realistically, I just want something to plug the hole in the transmission so I could drive this fucking thing around. Because no fluid in the tranny. I don't want to mess it up. So I had a solution that kind of dumb. I'll see if it works. If it fails, it's on my fault. So I found these freeze plugs. Yeah. Ooh, the exhaust is hot. Alright. So hopefully this fits in there. And it does. So that seems to be the move. I did a lot of things off camera. Should unplug this. I was hella close to start earlier. Anyway, I did a hella shit off camera. I bled the brakes, spread the clutch. Let's see. I hung up some more of the oxygen sensors. I filled the transmission fluid. Put the exhaust back on. I did my speed sensor dilemma. Hard to see. I don't know if you can see that. Way. See that right there? Pretty much I got this rubber freeze plug. That was a 28 mil. Put that in there. And then I tightened it and it popped out. I heard a boonk. I'm like, what the fuck was that? Look underneath, the freeze plug was out. So I put it back in, and then I made a little bracket that goes into the side that holds the speed sensor in place. And yeah, hopefully it's good. All right, gotta check, see if it spins. Let me know if it don't spin. Nice. Power steering's a little iffy. I'll see how that works. But yeah, so far it's all good, honestly. Everything that was on the gauge before, that was working perfect before, is working now. Oh, I don't know about the cooling, I have to see about that, but yeah. The RPM works, gas gauge works, speedo wasn't accurate at all. So it's like, I wouldn't really consider that working. But I would have to turn on my phone and then double check stuff, which sucks, but yeah. So far this thing's all doing good. Let me get it on the ground and then see if it's too low to even drive. But yeah, this thing's going good so far. This thing's pretty much done. I haven't driven it yet because the car is kind of too low. But I gotta raise the car, get different tires and wheels for it. These are pretty small. The 35 sidewall. The car is pretty slammed right now. It looks good, but it's not gonna work with that LS setup on it, especially with the headers sitting like that. So like if they cut an inch off the collector and moved it up a bit, it would've been perfect. Slam car ready. But what can you do? I think I spent $600 or $800 on the headers. I can't remember. But yeah, nothing really much left to do on this thing, like mechanically. I gotta wire a relay for the fan, or you might even, I'm probably gonna do that pin thing on the ECU once it reads like 220 or something degrees. Or I think I set this at 190 to turn on the fans. So we'll see if that can work, so I don't gotta wire a relay or anything like that. And yeah, that thing's pretty good looking right now. So I guess you could say this was like about a week swap. I spent a full week off working on it. So yeah, this thing is, I guess that's a success. This thing pretty much all set so far. I haven't really fully driven it or tested it at all, but everything works. I would like to start on the 8.6, but I think it would be kind of dumb if I did. Well, that doesn't need a lot, but this also doesn't need a lot. S14. So this thing has a 1J in it, or getting a 1J. One thing that's left for me from putting this in the car is a clutch, which is like $300. I bought this. I'm gonna need the same clutch I bought for this thing. So yeah, it's not gonna need much, honestly. I just gotta buy the clutch and I could throw the engine in, and then I would also have to buy some shifter stuff. Like for the CD, I need the shifter relocation to move it forward, or the shore in it. Pretty much, you know how like this is, it moves it to like right here for the car. So I'm gonna need to get that, which is like $700, which that's a big chunk of money, not gonna lie. I think the reason why I wanted to get this thing going is because this thing's still registered. So yeah, that's probably why I wanted to get this thing all sorted and whatnot. And I kind of hate having a dead car. So at least now it's movable. So yeah, I guess that's it for this video. I don't know what else to talk about. I gave updates about some of my other shit boxes, but yeah, that should be it. I'll try to record more, record all these cars, but no promises. All right, later.